Interesting thing this here, the presence of the chord A flat 7, which would be fifth of the flat 7 chord, followed by the flat 6 chord. So here we have the Andalusian Cadence, and very interesting things which Paco already used before. And in fact, these chords, very important thing to know is that these chords were not possible before Paco de Lucia. So all this evolution and this fingerprint there of his style is there in this gypsy music, and it's very nice. I'll show you from here. Here we have the Andalusian Cadence directly. First, flat 7, flat 6, and 5th 7 flat 9. Then in the next part we will have one secondary dominant, which will be the 5th of the flat 7, in this case G7. We will talk as if we don't have the capo, please remember this, because just to talking the proper flamenco slang, we're saying tres por medio, so with the capo on the third, and then we play positionally here. We know that this is F minor really, but we will talk as if we are in D minor. So this is the thing. So we have first just the pure Andalusian cadence first, flat 7, flat 6, and fifth 7, flat 9, and then we have first fifth of the flat 7, flat 7, then flat 6, fifth 7, flat 9. And then as you can see also here, well, this is very much also a pianistic approach somehow, because it has a lot of space and little rasgueos on his interpretation, I mean, Jesus one, I mean, and then, well, that's very good. It creates a space, and then you can put something on it, right? So let's go to the harmonic part first. Flat 7, flat 6, fifth 7, flat 9. First, fifth of the flat 7, flat 7, flat 6. First, fifth of the flat 7, flat 7 minor. Here, instead of D7, G minor, he's playing one substitute dominant, in this case B natural, well, it will be C flat technically, but just for practical Google called it B natural, but we know that this is B flat 7 because we are talking of the substitute dominant fifth of the flat 6, which is B flat. This B flat, and this one moves by second, it moves, or it's located a flat second up to the chord we are going, which is B flat. So in this case, because the change also should be a diatonic change and not chromatical, we cannot say B flat, but we know this is actually C flat 7, which is the dominant, the substitute dominant of the flat 6 degree. And this is very interesting also. It appears just very shortly, but you can see here. I'll indicate you the chord so that you can listen. Pardon, I played it before here. Right. So it's there. So this thing here is worth to analyze. Because it creates this chromatic movement there, which is very interesting, and it's instead of the regular secondary dominant fifth of the flat 6. In this case, will be F7. Remember, we talk as if we don't have capo, so as if we are in D minor. Let's go again from the beginning to I will play the chords for you to locate more or less just the main chords first. Let's analyze again this lyric, first lyric. Here, by the way, is one singer on each lyric, so it's a great recording, really. Fantastic piece, this piece. Also at the arrangement and how it's played. Nothing kitsch or artificial stuff, real music this. The recording, check it out. Lyric 1. So, here it goes. Be played also omitting that, because if you play, that's another thing, you need to know how many guitars are there. Like here, for example, Jesus dubbed himself with 2 guitars and he's putting the 6th string down, drop down to B, and then the K quad 1, and that's how he dubbed these 2 guitars. So you are listening sometimes the inversions of the chords like with a bass lower octave, but no problem, that's not confusion. It means the notes are the notes in whichever octave they are, right? So you don't confuse that. And first, we don't analyze this with the drop B string. Why? Because Paco said that we have to first, to understand anything on Bulerian, this is a lesson on Cante, accompaniment and harmony, and therefore Paco said that we should have to start to first understand very well por medio playing everything. Once you play por medio well, then you can do many things. But like now I see young guys sometimes trying to play in other tunings, or like, you know, different positional stuff, either in E flat or por minera or without a kick but for these things, and they don't know really por medio well, really speaking. And then therefore that's why in Lucia album, which is the conclusion of Paco de Lucia's work, track 7 is with the played por medio, pure Buleria por medio, because this is the standard to understand. And the same when we go to the Cante accompaniment, we can do many fancy things. We can turn down the guitar and play in rondeña key, or like Jesus did here, we can drop down the 6 to B and then put the K quad 1, and or one guitar there and the other here, many things. But first we need to understand what is por medio properly, right? So let's go back to the chords thing to see, because before I just omit this substitute dominant, and now I will play it with them for you to locate it. This is the intro. Here we have, so now we have here this flat 7, flat 6 with the bass of the flat 7 of the chord, which means third inversion. So we have this chord C7 is with B flat on bass. It can be either called C7 / B flat, which means on third inversion with the bass of the flat 7 on the bass of the chord, and then same for the B flat. For the degree flat 6 Roman numeral. Remember when we talk about Arabic numbers, that means a note. When we talk about Roman numerals, then it means chord or degree, to differentiate that. So here, let's analyze this second lyric. lyric. So before the only thing I want to mention about this is that on lyric 2 we have the presence of this thing here, and then one other thing is that after the fifth of the actually our dominant fifth of the flat 7, he's not going to the flat 7 as it is logic there. Therefore, when we do ear training, we are not inferring also with theory. We use that as a tool sometimes, but ear training properly is that you find it out by listening. And then therefore, also then, when you analyze this stuff, because obviously this is leading to composition, to become composer, right? Because if you understand what is happening here harmonically, melodically, rhythmically, then of course you have one more instance of how this is done, right? And then of course I can make a Buleria using these elements too, as they did already when all these aspects of the secondary dominants, etc. Who introduced that? Paco de Lucia, obviously, right? Not these people, so that's what it is. And therefore, because those were in Calle Real, for example, I will post the link, the description of this video, and then you go to the number 6 of the table of contents, and then you will see all the chords which Paco included. Means that he expanded this table of chords that before him were just two kinds of 7 were there, mainly flat 7 and flat 7 with dominant chord as a 7. And then that's it. And then Paco included many, of which now also, by the way, we pass by this one, C minor, which in this case, this is the flat 7 minor. That's another thing that Paco did also, right? You can see in falsetto like... So this D minor, C minor, D, 7 flat 9, or used in other ways, just like here, from the flat 7 minor to the flat 6 chord. That's another thing which was not there, right? Well, now what we were saying about this lyric too is that the secondary dominant fifth of the flat 7 goes to the fifth of the flat 6, and that's very uncommon. Let's listen in one time. I will play it for you, just evidently the chord there. You see? So this is another weird thing, right? This is when this happens, just in, let's say, suppose we go to a party and someone sings like that lyric, and then what do? You need to know these things, because the chords will appear there in the moment, right? This is we're analyzing now, but the goal is that we will be able to catch it right away. How? Is that just like in martial arts, a great teacher of that, he knows how to react from the attack of the opponent in any direction. The opponent will not come and say, I will first punch you with left hand and then I will kick you with my right foot. No, he will not say that, right? He will just attack there, and in fact, to try to do something unexpected to overcome the opponent, right? But the one who is a master of martial arts, he knows also how to intercept the move from any point, any direction it comes, I mean, right? So, because why this happens is an evaluation which happens is take a decision in one fraction of a second. And the same happened here with the chords when you are accompanying a singer live, right? But one should study, obviously, one should study harmony, rhythm, and know what is the thing, otherwise. In fact, this is an intermediate level 3 lesson. So it's not for beginners, right? Ahora. Let's go here. this is the chorus, estribillo part, and this one has the first degree, fifth of the auxiliary dominant, fifth of the flat 7, fifth of the flat 6, 4 minor, and then again it has 1/5 minor, which is just ornamentation, an ornament there, which here I choose this inversion. But this here, let's go again from this second lyric up to the chorus. Let's go again back. So right away, small ornament there, and then the chorus goes there. Right? Let's go it again. This thing here, also this very nice stuff, because this one is the substitute fifth of the flat 7th, but of that dominant. I mean, this is the dominant of the dominant. It's the substitute dominant of the auxiliary dominant. So the auxiliary dominant fifth of the flat 7 is this, and this one is A flat 7. Let's listen it. This is on the right on the lyric 4. So is would be the substitute dominant of the auxiliary dominant fifth of the flat 7. Let's listen it. So, look, listen to. Right? So this thing here, right? Of course, he's doing it with the bass, with the lower octave, right? So, which is very special cadence here with the first minor. This is a coloristic chord, because this is to give color into the thing, and of course the secondary dominant is here. So why not put one more to move it there after for grado conjunto ascendente mayor for and second minor up, right? Because this really goes like this. Listen it. Okay, wait a moment. That's also E flat 7 on G, which is another extraordinary thing here. It means with the third and the bass. This is E flat 7. This chord, and then go to the flat 7 on third inversion. Right, so this is after. Right, let's analyze it. One more time. Right, let's listen it. That I will not tell you now what it is, because otherwise my students will not do their homework if I tell you everything. So this is just to give an idea about what we can, on things related to the Paco de Luis style as this. Here you have to milk these materials also. We are updated not just with all the most contemporary stuff of Paco de Lucia and everything, in fact, but with everything related to that, and with the newest music, proper music played and recorded like this pure gypsy style, no? Nothing tourist style. We don't want tourist kitsch stuff here. We're not fans of that. So what I will do, we will analyze this in parts and then complete, right? So we will stop here and I will play the recording so that you try to play it as well. One thing first, the harmonic analysis, what we are doing here, and then about what to do with the right hand, and that's another subject separate from that, because that is also many ways to be played, can be played, right? So I will put that from the beginning and then you try to play with it.
Como te iba diciendo, hablando de esto un poco, vamos a dejar ahora la imaginación.
Bye bye. El tiempo es el que dice y el que dicta la verdad. Que no importa porque no marca. Lo que parece que tanto el será que el tiempo cura la herida. ¡Ay, ay! El tiempo cura la herida. El canta fulano, se da un remedio, que canta con
Very interesting remate. Very interesting remate this thing. Listen. The next lyric, namely lyric 5, which we will analyze also next lesson. From here, from very interesting things. And as you can notice, to be updated to play the modern stuff of flamenco, you have to know a lot of rhythm, harmony and things. Like, it cannot be just by the kitsch idea of flamenco, this stuff. This we have to study properly and listen music. Listen the music and let this music go into yourselves. And when you assimilate that, then you can play it, right? It doesn't matter nationality or anything. What matters is knowledge, right? Knowledge is the boss of all. Okay, I hope you like this. Thank you, and I see you next time.